Good morning. I'm Joe Lieber at Washington Analysis, a division of CFRA. I'm the political analyst here at Washington Analysis, and I just wanted to kind of give my 2 cents on the elections, where we stand on the elections, where Washington Analysis sees the elections playing out. If you look at this election over the longer term, it looked like at the beginning this was going to be your traditional midterm election, and that is the president's party, generally speaking, in a midterm election, does pretty poorly in the midterms, especially when his or her approval rating is below 50%, and President Biden's approval rating is roughly around 44%, so pretty bad. And that looked like the case until we got till, maybe the end of June. And the end of June, you saw a couple of things happen. The main event happening was the Dobbs Supreme Court decision, which was the decision that overturned Roe v. Wade, and that had the impact of narrowing the enthusiasm gap between Republicans and Democrats. And you saw Democrats really much more enthusiastic about voting after that Dobbs decision. Moreover, you had a whole bunch of times when Trump was in the news during the summertime, whether it be the January 6th hearings, whether it be him out on the campaign trail, the raid at Mar-a-Lago with his top secret documents that he had gathered from the White House. And this race was looking like a little bit more like a choice between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, even though it's a midterm election, instead of, as the Republicans would have liked to have seen it, a referendum on President Biden. Well, in the last month or so, we've seen this race turn back into what I would consider a traditional historical race, where the party in the power in the White House, their party does poorly in the midterms. And now, I think a week out from the elections, I see the Republicans picking up, let's say, roughly 20 seats in the House. Keep in mind, they need 5 seats to take back the House, so that would give them roughly a 15-seat majority in the House of Representatives. Not a great big majority, but a working majority. And then also in the Senate, just recently, I've moved my odds to where I now think that Republicans are likely to take back the Senate. I don't think the odds are nearly as high that they'll take back the Senate, that they'll take back the House. My odds on the House are 75% or more that they'll take back the House. And maybe 55, 60% that the Republicans take the Senate. And that has many ramifications that I'm happy to chat about with, or any of our analysts would be happy to chat to you about. For the financial markets, from my standpoint, in a macro kind of sense, I see, if we have divided government, very little fiscal policy coming out from the Congress, regardless if we have a really bad recession or not. I don't think we're going to get much fiscal policy. We have risks, in my view, about government shutdowns possibly happening, and there could be some ramifications for the financial markets if we see a government shutdown sometime maybe in the first quarter of next year. And there's also the risk that we could have a debt limit crisis, much like we saw in July of 2011. We could see a replay of that sometime, and maybe around Q3 of next year, if indeed we do see a split. So with that, I'll wrap it up. I'm happy to chat with anybody about the elections and the ramifications of the elections. Again, it's Joe Lieber at Washington Analysis, a part of the CFRA family. Thank you.